America's spy masters monitored Russian President Putin during the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Did he prefer Trump win or Clinton? Would he try to help one or the other? President Obama's CIA, FBI, NSA, and ODNI, the Director of National Intelligence, produced an intelligence community assessment. It states Putin developed a clear preference for Trump, and Putin aspired to help Trump to victory. Those assessments were not true. The proof is in a House Intelligence Committee investigation recently declassified by Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence.
There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't.
Obama's spy masters were led by CIA Director John Brennan and FBI Director Jim Comey. Their assessment of Putin's intentions violated government intel protocols. This is the official federal rulebook, Intelligence Community Directive 203. It dictates what makes for good intel collection and analysis and what doesn't. The House Intel Committee's report cites Directive 203 violations on page after page. I counted 44 violations committed by Obama's spy masters at the CIA and FBI.
The report that we released today shows in great detail how they carried this out. They manufactured findings from shoddy sources.
Shoddy sources, check.
They suppressed evidence and credible intelligence that disproved their false claims.
Suppressed evidence, check.
They disobeyed traditional tradecraft intelligence community standards.
Disobeyed standards, check.
And withheld the truth from the American people.
Directive 203 violations covered a wide range of issues. For example, intelligence was second or third hand, uncorroborated, unverified, inaccurate, or incomplete. The intelligence value of any information also depends on the quality of the sources. Several Directive 203 violations were due to the use of unknown sources, unreliable sources, biased sources. Another issue, sources with unknown access to President Putin, his inner circle and confidants, or other high-ranking government officials.
Then CIA Director Brennan and the intelligence community mischaracterized intelligence and relied on dubious, substandard sources to create a contrived false narrative that Putin developed a quote-unquote clear preference for Trump.
Intel failures included 12 omissions cited by congressional investigators. Page 8. The Intel omits critical report context. Page 28. The Intel omitted critical facts. Two other omissions undermine the conclusion that Putin preferred Trump over Clinton. Page 13. The Intel omitted reliable evidence that Putin's key advisors saw significant downsides to a Trump presidency. Still another omission involved Russian preparations for a Clinton presidency.
The intelligence community assessment omitted reliably sourced information, such as how some Russian intelligence officials were quote-unquote planning for candidate Hillary Clinton's victory.
Intel was slanted to fit the storyline that Putin helped Trump win.
The intelligence community excluded significant intelligence and ignored or selectively quoted reliable intelligence that contradicted the intelligence community assessment's key findings on Putin's alleged support for Trump.
Good intel was excluded, ignored, or suppressed.
In the January 2017 intelligence community assessment that President Obama ordered, John Brennan, who was CIA director at the time, and the intelligence community intentionally suppressed intelligence that showed Putin was saving the most damaging material that he had in his possession about Hillary Clinton until after her potential and likely victory.
While suppressing good intel, CIA Director Brennan promoted the use of shoddy intel. At CIA headquarters, for example, senior officers rejected 3 junk intel reports that Putin preferred Trump. But Brennan approved the junk and ordered his staff to use it.
The Intelligence Committee's oversight report reveals that CIA Director Brennan overruled senior CIA officers who challenged the Obama-ordered intelligence assessment, stating, quote, "We don't have direct information that Putin wanted to get Trump elected.
Some of the Directive 203 violations involved the use of the uncorroborated Steele dossier. FBI Director Jim Comey favored including the dossier in the intel update for President Obama. Meanwhile, at CIA headquarters, senior staff rejected the dossier because it was second and third-hand information from unknown sources. But CIA Director Brennan approved it and ordered staff to use it.
It was a politically motivated, manufactured document. He directed senior CIA officials to use it anyway. CIA officer told the House Intelligence Committee staff as they investigated this, quote, "The director of the CIA, John Brennan, refused to remove it, and when confronted with the dossier's many flaws, responded, quote, yes, but doesn't it ring true?"
Obama's spies and lies, the junk intel scandal declassified. It wasn't caused by incompetence. It wasn't an accident. It was intentional, all of it. President Obama and his spy masters knowingly sabotaged President-elect Trump more than 8 years ago. Justice for him, his team, and the American people has been delayed. Will it be denied? This is John Spiropoulos. Thanks for watching.